2 different audio sources, audio backup, lavalier mic, and shotgun mic recording simultaneously and 0 cables. This is my new favorite audio configuration for anything run and gun, and I think it's going to become yours. Whether we want to admit it or not, shoots are getting smaller. Social media content is becoming our bread and butter in the corporate world. Clients expect you to be able to film high quality pieces very quickly, and they expect you to do it alone, or at least their budgets do. What was once a 3-person crew job is now done by a different set of 3 people. Me, myself, and I. So it's becoming absolutely critical to be able to film simple, stripped back setups that will still look and sound awesome. And as any good shooter knows, good audio is much more important than good video. But now that you can't afford a separate soundie on set, how do we get good audio? Well, I want to introduce you to a few bits of equipment that have made my new audio setup simple, easy, and efficient, and I think will do the same for you. First, to create this no cable wireless configuration, I'm using the DJI Mic 2 2x receiver transmitter set. In a previous video, I showed why I had to switch away from Rode Wireless Pros due to ongoing interference problems, which I encourage you to watch. Now, I will either have this audio running into the FX3 top handle with a built-in preamp, but if we're going to keep things cableless, then I will run the receiver directly into this DJI Mic hot shoe adapter. Now, this genius piece of equipment just sits on your hot shoe and connects directly to the receiver, eliminating the need for a 3.5mm cable. I have one of the transmitters attached to my Talent. You can leave it visible like this, or you can hide it underneath a shirt, but that is the first audio source. Now, traditionally, you would run your second audio source from your shotgun mic via an XLR cable into a preamp or a separate audio recorder. Most shotgun mics also require phantom power, which would mean we can't run it directly into a mirrorless camera as they don't provide phantom power, and neither does the DJI Mic transmitter. This is where my second piece of new audio equipment comes in, the Sennheiser MKE600. No, this is not the legendary MKH416. It's also not my preferred indoor shotgun mic, the Sennheiser MKH50. But you know what it's also not? Ridiculously expensive. Because while this shotgun mic may not be as good as those microphones, the MKE600 is only $315. And if you're keeping score, that's between $700 and $1,000 cheaper than those other microphones. But the real trick of the MKE600 is how versatile it is, because it can provide phantom power via one AA battery, which will provide around 150 hours of battery life. This makes the MKE600 much better suited as a microphone for mirrorless cameras, which you are probably using for this kind of minimal setup. You can mount it directly to your camera and plug it in via that 3.5mm jack, or you can use it as your boom mic, as I am in this case. There are plenty of comparisons on the internet, but what makes this considerably better than, say, the Rode NTG video mic is that you can run it with a traditional XLR cable, or you can run it with a 3.5mm cable, or you can run it wirelessly. It has very low self-noise, whereas the NTG does not. Sennheiser make excellent microphones, and this is one of them. It might not be as good as their flagships, but it is still very capable. And unlike their flagships, I can simply attach the second DJI Mic wireless transmitter to the back of the shotgun to send another wireless audio signal directly into my camera. On one channel, I have the mic that is directly on my Talent. On the other channel, I have the shotgun audio sending another wireless signal to that second channel. No cables necessary. And finally, we get to our safety tracks. It is absolutely true that an XLR cable is more reliable than wireless signals. Wireless signals can pick up interference or cut out, thus ruining your audio. But the DJI Mic 2s also record 32-bit float internally, meaning that should you have any issues with the wireless signal, you can simply use their internal 32-bit float recordings, which should not be affected. And not only that, but because the audio is 32-bit float, should your talent start talking really loudly or too quietly, and you don't have time to adjust the audio levels and stop the audio from clipping, your 32-bit float will allow you to recover that clip signal as well. This safety track is what makes me feel confident to record wirelessly, no cables, no external recorder, just raw dogging it straight into your camera.
Baby, I like it raw.
I am running the new, light, affordable and sturdy Deity carbon fiber boom pole using one of these little boom holders, and then having that connected to a more heavy duty light stand. That's it, that's the setup. Super quick to put together, very small footprint, multiple audio recordings available for you, internal safety track and no cabling. And all of this equipment together done for just the cost of one of those more expensive Sennheiser mics I mentioned. And if you want to live dangerously, you can save even more money. You could use the DJI Mic Minis in the same configuration. But if you do have any receiver issues with the on-camera audio, then the mics won't give you that 32-bit float safety track to save you from potential dropouts and interference. Now, I'll be the first to tell you that if you're scaling up your production, this isn't the way. We are sacrificing some quality both in having no external audio recorder and no wide XLR signal for speed and efficiency. There are dangers in utilizing all wireless systems where interference can be very harmful. You shouldn't just rely on 30-bit float to save your ass. But a lot of the time, it is not practical or efficient to have that additional setup for these social media projects. And to be perfectly honest, I'm very interested in using this setup for bigger doc style work when I'm traveling overseas and I only have a very limited amount of gear available. This is now my default go-to setup for corporate shooting. And I love keeping things minimalist. The less gear I can bring to set while still maintaining a high standard, the better. And I hope this has helped you consider a more stripped back approach to audio recording. If you want to support me or the channel, you can use my affiliate links to purchase the equipment mentioned in the video. If you need help with your film, you can book a one-on-one consultation with me, or simply watch my feature films, which are available free to stream on Amazon Prime and Tubi. Links to all these options are in the description. As always, I am the Savage Filmmaker with some crispy audio. And I'll see you when I see you.